right now they're coming to the start line. restart line at turn number 4. Ed Reed, Jeff Bodreau out on the front line as they're going to be side by side. Up there. In the second row, Jeff Dennis getting outside the groove. Trying to get up to the
but he came back in a big way tonight. The driver of car number 71, Jeff Pearl. Well, Jeff, a great run for you tonight, especially on that restart with 11 laps to go. Exactly what happened?
Tell you what, that was great racing out there. You know, I really got to thank Eddie Reed for being a gentleman out there. You know, he held his line. I crowded him down a little bit, and he gave me a little bit more than he probably should have, and I wasn't going to be bashful about taking it. And, you know, I want to thank him for racing me clean, and, you know, he's a great competitor.
Now, you've been hounded by bad luck the last few weeks. What did you do tonight to turn your luck around?
Well, you know, we've had some bad luck, but the car's been fast every week, and, you know, that's what we look for. You know, we went 9 races without even getting a flat tire, so 3 weeks in a row of bad luck. It's all part of racing. You know, it took us out of the points, but hey, we'll take the win. That's what we're here for. And you know, there's a lot of people I want to thank here tonight. Larry's Auto Machine, Diamond Mortgage, Darling Auto Parts, Tuckett Home and Supply, Shinnecock Motors. My friend Dave's here with his wife. They bought me a tire for tonight. And my brother-in-law bought me a tire. And you know, I really got to thank my father and the guys that come to the shop every single week. You know, if it wasn't for them, you know, the car's been getting banged up, and you know, there's only so much we can do. And you know, last week they totally rebuilt the car twice. You know, between the features there, and you know, we got to stock up on some more spare parts. But you know, if it wasn't for my crew and my family and everybody, I wouldn't be here. I also want to thank. I'm out of breath here.
This is tougher than running 35 laps, thanking all your sponsors.
I can.
Okay, he'll remember it when he wins again, but a great run. And now he can stock up on some trophies. The driver of car number 71, Jeff Pearl. So a great moment for Jeff Pearl back in. Okay, we are ready to go. Last week it was Ed Gersh Jr. who came down to win. Who will it be? In a few minutes we'll get the answer. One last
This one with the turn number 1 on the outside is Joy and the number 4 dropping to the inside. Steve Rocco. He's a third man in the point stand. He's about to show you why as he's trying to put the lead on the third. On this side of the side for Joy. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, they're coming back to the restart line. Roger Perry and Keith Rocco. As you can see, he's still at the front of the field, holding off the charge.
On October 5th.
Well, some of the folks that are looking to grab the sportsman division on the field, we are under ringside racing. That's all season.
Yellow has come out again, as we did not also be in the field. Ted Christopher, defending champions for a lot of old horses. That's a big lot of horses.
Jumps to the front of the field on the restart. He's out there in front of Roger. Setting it toward Mace as he drops to the inside of the track and then outside moving out What's amazing right now is that the right now outside group, 36 in front of LaCroix. Everybody's facing Keith Rocco. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Dodge Neon. 259
Rocco, great job on the restart, reestablishing himself in front. Chuck Rogers battling out with LaCroix for second.
Battle with Marco Joyce has a great run in 2003. Right now he has his hands full. But Chuck Rogers, they battle out for second on the speedway. Rocco looking at his rearview mirror. Next time by, the right flag will fly for the up-driver from Waterford, Connecticut. Reaching through the turn sector, holding on to that long battle. Next time by, the second flag will fly for what's going to be a very exciting nice run for Roger Perry, number 36 out of Ashaway, Rhode Island.
Keith, how difficult was it? A lot of yellow flags. How difficult was it to keep the nerves down?
It wasn't that hard. I had a pedal motor to rely on.
And I know you worked hard this year. You always flirted with the top spot. What was the difference tonight to get you into victory lane?
I don't know, the car was just good tonight. I've been struggling the last few weeks, but we finally got it right.
So that's the word, a great race, and I know you felt you were going to win a race this year. Were you surprised it came this quickly during your rookie year?
I figured it was coming one of these weeks. I had to thank a lot of people. I had to thank Enjoy Auto Parts, Southern Colorado, North End Auto Parts, Pennant Racing Engines, my mom, my dad, my brother, Mike Boscarino, Ryan Stone, all the guys that helped me.
Well, that work paid off, ladies and gentlemen. The first career win for the driver of car number 39, Keith Rocco. Well, a happy scene in victory lane, Mark, and the Featherlight Modified Series will be next. The Big Y, World Class Markets 150. So,
Chuck Oswald on the outside. Todd Zegedy trying to pace with him. The speed of these automobiles, the power of these automobiles as they make their way down the straightaway. Chuck Oswald in the lead this time by.
early battle for second. And Eric Beers is taking over the second spot from Todd Zegedy. Here comes Christopher to try to duplicate that move. They stampede their way into the fourth turn. It is Christopher by centimeters in third place.
Great side-by-side battle there between the great veteran Ted Christopher and Zegedy as Christopher puts the pedal to the metal, puts it in front of Zegedy up into the third spot. Here comes the fast Bud Pole winner, Eric Beers in the second spot, but Chuck Oswald having things his way into number 4.
Donnie Leah on the move, moving to fourth. Todd Zegedy has dropped all the way to fifth from his seat on the front row, and he has to hold off the 0-0 of Tommy Corvino.
Well, Corvino, a very great veteran of the Featherlight Modified Series, holding on to that spot behind the number 50 of Zegedy. Last time these cars ran, Zegedy was the man that took the checkered flag. Obviously, one of the men to beat here tonight.
Chuck Oswald has opened up a considerable lead over Eric Beers in car number 14. As they go single file throughout the top 10. It's Oswald trying to wave goodbye to the field.
He's doing just that, quite a bit of separation between him and the rest of the field. And as we mentioned, this is a long race, Matt. And a lot of things can happen in this race, and often do. Another driver having a great run here is Donnie Leah. Donnie Leah out of Merrick, New York, in that number 18 automobile, holding his own up there with those leaders.
Now we look farther back in the pack as the double file battle. John Blewett, remember he started deep in the pack at 25th, had to take a provisional, but Blewett trying to maneuver his way around the 91 to Justin Gaydosh, and right now Gaydosh able to hold him out of trouble as the car spins in the dirt. And it looks like we will stay under green as that car gets back onto the race surface.
Yeah, so a tough break. It looks like the number 58 out there. Kevin Goodale from Riverhead, New York, taking a spin early in this one. Green flag continues to fly. 10 laps in the books already as these guys can gobble up the real estate with these powerful engines.
Doing most of the gobbling, John Blewett as he finally got around Justin Gaydosh to take over the spot. The lead is dwindling for Chuck Oswald as Eric Beers, we know he has a fast car because of what he did in time trials. He is moved into second, reducing the deficit between himself and Oswald.
Keeping an eye on the local favorite out here, and that's Dennis Gator. He and Doug Kobe locked in the follow back there in the pack as he tries to get by Kobe. Also joining the fray is Bo Gunning. Now, Bo Gunning is a great competitor in the Modified Series, well known here in the Connecticut track. He's up there trying to join the fray with Gator out there in the middle of the pack.
Jumping to the outside, Dennis Gator, car number 74. That's where he likes to run in an SK Modified. Let's see how the setup is on a Featherlight as he tucks it in behind Doug Kobe in car number 28.
Well, he's got to be thinking about the last time that he ran a Featherlight Modified here, going to the outside that cost him. So let's see what happens. We have a car up in the rail between turns 1 and 2.
And that is our first yellow of the festivities. And the pace car has departed, and we're about ready to go back to green flag racing.
Restart line on the front of the field. That's Hosfeld and Eric Kurz out there, the number 14, working the outside groove. The Mopar-powered number 14 automobile, quickest in our qualifying. Let's see if he can catch Hosfeld, who seems to be all dialed in. He is on rails as he makes his way down the straightaway.
Ziggy going to work underneath the 18 of Leah. Not enough energy to complete the move. He's going to try again as they head into turn 4.
So a great battle going on there as Zegedy and Leah are side by side coming into the mix. It's Ed Flemke. We talked about Ed Flemke's record here at the Waterford Speedbowl. As now he's going underneath Leah to make his charge to the front. He'll be behind our leader Hosfeld, Kurz, Christopher, Zegedy, and Zemke. That's the top 5.
So drivers are going to have to be careful as somebody is on the grass in turn 2 and the second yellow comes out.
The Bob Valenti Automall Chevy Monte Carlo pulls into the infield. We're about ready to go back to green flag racing. They come to the restart line. Hosfeld with a great restart, but on the outside, Eric Kurz in that number 14 automobile clinging to that outside group. Jumping into the inside is Ted Christopher. He'll take over second spot on the speedway for now. As a great battle ensuing, side-by-side battle with Kurz and Christopher. Looks like the advantage goes to Ted Christopher this time by.
And it is Beers getting stuck on the outside. Todd Zegedy trying to take advantage of that. And he will cash in. Zegedy in third. Here's in fourth. Now Donnie Leah trying to get his fourth spot back. Power move underneath Beers. Here comes Donnie Leah on a mission, and he grabs fourth place.
We talk about using all the asphalt. That's exactly what Donnie Leah did. Jumping to the inside with that number 18 automobile. So he's firmly in the fourth spot in front of Beers. Right behind Beers, looks at his rearview mirror. He sees one of the top drivers in the series at any given time. That's Eddie Flemke.
Eddie Flemke 6, Trevino 7th, and Ricky Fuller, he started 11th, and he's been able to gain 3 positions, moving up to the Elite 8.
Eddie Flemke currently 9th in the point standings. Been here a lot of years in this division and knows his way around the Waterford Speedbowl. Got his first win ever right here at the 3/8 mile oval. And he's trying to get by Eric Beers in this long race. 36 laps on the scoreboard now as they continue under green flag.
So most of the passing tonight has taken place immediately after restarts, with the outside groove being a distinct disadvantage so far. And now here comes Christopher. He is starting to breathe down the tailpipe of Chuck Hosfeld in car number 4. Christopher close enough to hide in the back seat of that number 4 car.
One thing you've got to think about, Matt, with all the cautions we've had here throughout the night of our consolation rounds and our previous feature races, if they get up above the white line, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be like the ice capades up there.
They don't call it marbles for nothing, and you can roll yourself right to the wall. 3 cars have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field. Hosfeld, Christopher, and Zegedy. And here comes Donnie Leah trying to make it a foursome.
Looks like our first casualty of the race might be Jimmy Broderick as he pulls it in to the infield. We'll have to keep an eye on that development. Meanwhile, we're keeping an eye at the front of the field. Right now, Hosfeld, Christopher, Zegedy are your top 3 drivers, with Donnie Leah having a great run at the 18.
One of the great moves so far, John Blewett started back in the 25th position, and John moved his way to 11th, closing in on the top 10. So nobody's gotten by more cars than John Blewett the third.
Well, he's had to come a long way, and a very talented driver, John Blewett, the third, currently second in the point standings. There's a good reason for that as you watch him slice his way through traffic.
Dennis Skata, 3 notches behind in 14th place. Dennis trying to go underneath Ronnie Silk. Those 2 guys have gone in a few times in the SK Modifieds. This is the first time they've ever battled in a featherlight race, and Dennis Skata wins that battle.
That was a nice inside move. Kind of unusual to watch him make a big move on the inside like that as he loves that outside groove. It looks like he has that 74 on a mission towards the front of the field, because he's got a long way to go to catch Chuck Hosfeld, who seems to be on the rails here tonight. Behind him, Ted Christopher. Looks like Hosfeld very, very good at the straightaway. Loses a little bit of ground to Christopher in the turns.
One of the best battles on the track right now is for 5th and 6th. Is Eddie Flimpke going to work on Eric Beers. Flimpke trying to take it down low. That is where most of the passing is from. As he went high to get a better angle coming out of the turn, and Eric Beers was able to breeze away.
Here's one of the young guns in the division that showed his medal out there in the qualifying. And just a tremendous qualifying run for him. Now we begin to see some lapping about to take place out here on the field as Hosfeld closing in on Malloy.
Early in Hosfeld's featherlight career, he had a reputation for burning up his tires. Yellow out for the 3rd time, and a car pinned up against the Turnwood railing. In car number 39.
Definitely
So,
not the last.
We had one of the veterans win tonight, and Jeff Pearl.
And they're so used to racing full bore through the turns. That's where they gain most of their speed. It'll be interesting to see how he adjusts running on that outside groove with Hosfeld on the restart. They're coming back around.
You know, you talk about Ted's midget experience. Remember, he won a midget race here at the Speedbowl in the Budweiser Modified Nationals. So, limited experience here at the Speedbowl.
We talk about Jerry Marquis. He's moved up very nicely through the field, and he's going to make a charge here as well. One of the great drivers. Keep an eye on the number 3 as we go back to Green Flag Racing. Once again, Hosfeld out in front of that number 4 has that car dialed in. We have cars going low on the track. We have one car going up above the white line.
That looks like Eric Beers in the 14.
But Mopar Power number 14 finally gets it going. And he jumps into the pit, spins the car into the pit. We remain to be seen if we can get that car in there before we have to go yellow. We're going to go yellow again.
And because of that yellow, Ted Christopher will have a chance to get revenge. He got stuck on the outside on the last restart, lost the 2nd position to Todd Zegedy, and now the
Lister time.
Okay, let's see if Christopher and Ricky Fuller can take advantage of their inside position as we get ready for racing.
Back to the restart line, and once again, Hosfeld off to a big start in that number 4. Ted Christopher trying to drop his tire tracks, moving to the outside very quickly as Zegedy, one of the young guns in this division, and that's the battle at the front of the field. Is Hosfeld, Christopher, and Zegedy. That's your top 3.
And Christopher takes over 2nd as he nudges Zegedy even higher on the track. Here comes Donnie Leah sticking his nose in there, trying to take a spot away from Zegedy.
And look at Jerry Marquis. Now he's looking on Eddie Flimpke out there at the number 3. We talked about Jerry just a few moments ago. He's trying to make his way to the front. He's gotten by Bo Gunning, and he's going to be spun by Bo Gunning as he comes up into the middle of the field. Another great driver, Tomato, with 00. Also involved in that wreck, Rene Dupuis getting by. Jamie Tomato caught up in it. Once again, Eric Beers has to take evasive action as Marquis gets the car spun back around.
And the goal comes out for the 5th time. And the yellow laps continue. So a lot of speedy dry out there. Would you like to have a nickel deposit for every bag of speedy dry that we used on this red flag condition?
Auto Parts of North Brantford, proud sponsors of that. To to adjust well to this, but with Teddy Christopher right on his back bumper, this could be a whole different situation as they come back to the green flag.
Well, the single file restart is the advantage for Costco as he opens up a lead over Ted Christopher. It's their single file down the racetrack.
Yeah, Todd Zegedy also jumping into the fray there, the number 50. He is the other part of the sandwich with Christopher in the middle. Donnie Leah continues to impress. And you talked about Rick Fuller in the number 1. Look where Rick is right now. He's batting it out. Eddie Flemke coming up on his back bumper. With Fuller running 5th in the field. Making quite a nice jump in the run.
So it is Eddie Flemke going outside, trying to gain some ground on Fuller. Bo Gunning right behind him in the number 7 position. So right now the script remains the same. Chuck Hosfeld turning it loose at the front of the field.
Yeah, Chuck Hosfeld with a full head of steam in the number 4 as he begins to create separation between he and the number 13 driven by Ted Christopher. Ted Christopher trying to stay within sight of him. And of course, Todd Zegedy, the guy that won the last time out for these cars, coming in as Justin Gaydosh spins the number 91 around.
And if you're counting, that is caution flag number 6. So hopefully this will be a quick caution and we'll get back to the action.
In the lineup here, first we started this race. He's now running 8th.
Tony, a 3-time champion in the Featherweight Modified Series.
Coming back to the restart line, Hosfeld once again has the number 4 at the front of the field, and he's finding it a little bit harder to lose Ted Christopher down.
Where Rene Dupuis tried to get underneath Gaeta on that restart, and Dennis just barreled away from him.
So it looks like Dennis Gaeta right on the back bumper. Going to be working Hosfeld. And that number 4 car is led from the green flag. Zegedy still holding on to the 3rd spot in that Ford-powered Hermes Imperials automobile. And of course, Donnie Leah in the number 18 is held on to that to this 4th position. Pretty much for the race. It's a great young competitor.
Ricky Fuller still in contention, hanging on to that number 5 spot, trying to make up some distance. Double file battle deep in the pack. Eric Beers is taking a spot away from the 58. And Eric Beers, remember, he has a fast race car. He has a fresh right rear tire. And Eric Beers is going to be pretty desperate in car number 14.
No question about it. As you can see, he's got to make a charge to the front in no uncertain terms as another yellow comes out.
A car got into trouble in turn number 1. Jamie Tomato in car number 99.
Very tough to come by here.
The only man who's been able to get a rhythm has been the pace car driver.
That's right. Hosfeld once again off to the races, trying to lose Teddy Christopher. Teddy Christopher sticking to him like glue as he is up there towards the front of the field. Christopher and Hosfeld at the front of the field of the green flag position. Zegedy keeping in there. It looks like he gained a little ground on Teddy that time around. Donnie Leah and Rick Fuller in the number 1, getting by Flemke at the number 79. So Rick Fuller making his bid to try to win another Featherweight Modified Series race right here at the Speedbowl.
Ted Christopher almost monogrammed to the back bumper of Chuck Hosfeld in the 4. Now Hosfeld pulls away slightly. So it is Hosfeld followed by Christopher, and Todd Zegedy still rolling along in 3rd place.
Yeah, Zegedy with a nice charge. Winner last time out with the Featherweight Modified Series, trying to get by Teddy Christopher. Teddy Christopher has been very, very good up here tonight. And once again, a yellow flag comes out.
On lap 109.
at some point that car could go away on him. And he's got a tough competitor behind him. Once again, we're going to go back to green flag racing. At the front of the field, Hosfeld, Christopher bolted to his back bumper. And it looks like Kenny's car is getting better each and every one of these restarts. He gets a little bit closer to this young gun. At the front of the field, Zegedy still holding in there. Donnie Leah as Christopher goes to the top of the track as a tire goes down on Kenny Christopher's number 13. So the Ford-powered automobile stuck up in the turn of turn number 4. And the yellow flag comes out once again for Christopher. You can see that right front tire down on the 13.
And another one by...
It's going to change the complexion at the front of the field, as the two of the young guns here in the Featherlight Modified Series at the front of the field. Chuck Hosfeld and Todd Zegedy. We've talked about them all night. The success that they've had throughout the 2003 season. So Christopher back out on the speedway.
So it looks like we're going to go back to green flag racing. It will be 117 laps finished when they hit the stripe.
Once again, Hosfeld with the front of field segment behind him. Donnie Leah, another young gun here, but here comes Rick Fuller in the number 1, making his way up towards the front of the field. Rick Fuller and Flemke are running 4th and 5th. Two great veterans trying to chase these younger drivers down, both gunning behind him and Tony Hirschman. So some of the big guns in the Featherlight Modified Series trying to make their way up through the field as the laps beginning to tick down. Things starting to get real serious here in the Featherlight.
One of the hottest drivers in the Featherlight Series, but will he be hot enough to cool off the 4 of Hosfeld, who has a healthy lead over the 50 of Todd Zegedy.
And those two are out there in a class of their very own. But as you mentioned before, these cars get better and better. And they're geared to run the last 50 laps flat out. So this should be the time for them to really turn it on. They're going to make a move on Hosfeld. We could go green the checker in this one because we started a good separation between he and Zegedy. As once again, flags come out. Looks like Silk Gaidosh involved in that one.
Or it might be Kevin Goodale in car number 58. We will wait. Led all 129 laps.
He seems to be the boss right now as they will come back to the stripe under green flag racing conditions. Mercifully, here they are. Hosfeld at the front of the field. Restart line. And they're off running once again. Green flag flies. For the Featherlight Modified Tour. They make their way around the track. Hosfeld continues to hold off the charge of Zegedy. You got to wonder about the tires on that car, how much he can continue under this stress. So many yellow flags he's had to overcome. So many charges by the guys behind him.
Donnie Leah in a good position for him in 3rd place. This man came out of nowhere at the start of the season to be contender. Maybe the hot spot on the track right now is for 5th and 6th. Eddie Flemke has the spot, but Battling Bo Gunning is starting to make his presence felt.
Yeah, Battling Bo trying to get to the front of the field. And right behind them, Tony Hirschman. We got to expect him to do something. Earlier in the race, we were keeping an eye on John Blewett III as well, and he is still in contention here.
He is in 8th place, so he has improved his position considerably. He started in 25th. He's picked up 17 spots.
So that part, those two drivers trying to separate themselves from the front of the field for a battle that will ensue as the laps tick down. Next time by, we'll be down to 14 laps left in this race. And this final 14 could be something to see.
So Donnie Leah losing a little ground and Todd Zegedy. Remember Zegedy going for the championship. So is Chuck Hosfeld, who started the night in 3rd. It's going to be quite a finish as we get ready for the final 13 laps.
Yeah, Rick Fuller trying to hang in there. And the number 1 out of Auburn, Massachusetts. He is up there in that group of top 4 drivers who are now starting to run away from the rest of the pack. And creating quite a bit of separation between them and the rest of the field as they're in single file formation going around Jamie Tomato.
Bo Gunning just trying to go around Flemke. He's going to try it again in turn 4. Bo Gunning into 12, Flemke into 79. Bo picks up the spot.
Yeah, Bo Gunning's going to slam the door on Flemke. It looks like Flemke fading just a bit. As you can see on the outside, here comes Hirschman and John Blewett the third, also following that high groove around Eddie Flemke.
Well, John Blewett is going to win the championship this year. He'll remember tonight as he got a good performance, which was earlier because he had a poor time trial and looked like a hopeless situation, and he was able to find a silver lining.
And now he's working on those 2 drivers out there. He's following in the tire tracks of Hirschman. They are all by Flemke. As Flemke's tire starting to fade, you can see it right there. Bo Gunning closely followed by Hirschman. That's a great battle going on here. John Blewett says, I'm going to go up and destroy that. Flemke now trying to hold off that 72 automobile. Making his way to Jimmy Kuhn.
But it looks like he is in quicksand instead of speedy drive. He continues to make contact between him and Kobe, and Flemke able to recover.
And that's experience showing right there as he had that contact. You can see it literally lift the car up in the air off the back of the car and fought that one off. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Hosfeld now asserting himself even more in the number 4.
Hosfeld by about 3 car lengths over Zegedy. And it looks like he's going to have to make a serious mistake in order for Todd Zegedy to win race number 5. Hosfeld has been dominating.
Yeah, Hosfeld continues to be that way as well, as the laps continuing to tick down here at the Waterford Speedbowl. The next battle we were likely to see will be Zegedy and Donnie Lea, another pair of the young guns here in the division, and Vector sitting back there right behind them in the 4th spot on the speedway. That's the number 1 of Rick Fuller, but he doesn't seem to have enough to catch Chuck Hosfeld here tonight. And this is going to be some winner's circle. The guy that walks away with a checkered flag here tonight has definitely earned it. That's for sure, as he is now starting to create a big gap between he and the rest of the competitors. Chuck Hosfeld, 1 lap to go around the 3/8 mile oval to seal the victory here tonight. It's been a wire-to-wire victory for Chuck Hosfeld, the great young driver out of Ransomville, New York. The Mystic Missile on its way home. The checkered flag flies. Zegedy behind him, Donnie Lea and Rick Fuller. That's your top 4. Your 5th driver across the stripe will be Bo Gunning, Tony Hirschman, and John Blewett following them. So a battle royale taking place in the Featherlight Modified Series. Don't forget mini stocks and the Bob Valenti Auto Mall. Matt Buckler trackside. Let's go down to Matt as he talks to our top 3.
He had an outstanding run tonight, and that would be Donnie Lea in car number 18. What's been the difference between last year and this year? I know last year you were struggling just to make the shows, and this year you have 1 win and been great every week.
Yeah, we really got our program together with everything, motors, crew. My whole team's gelling together real well, and we're just putting some finishes together, and everything's been you know, it's been going at it every week with a clean slate, and just trying to go forward, you know, every time.
Well, you went forward tonight. A great job for the driver of car number 18, Donnie Leah. And now, well, Todd, when you look at the big picture, the championship tonight had to be a good night for you.
Yeah, we had the Haynes 4 was running real good tonight. Just wasn't as good as the 4. There was no outside groove here at all, not whatsoever, not even the beginning and not even at the end. So probably going single file was the best thing that could have happened to us. The track was just terrible tonight.
Did you have any chance at all tonight to catch Chuck Hosfeld?
No, not at all. I was doing all I could do to hold off Donnie behind me, so I'll take second place. I had a third place, and when Ted dropped off, that put us in the second. So we got lucky tonight and to finish where we did.
Okay, that's a story from our second place finisher, the driver of car number 50, Todd Zegedy. And now it's time to meet the champion of the Big Y World Class Market 150. And pictures being taken in victory lane. And Chuck Hosfeld. Chuck, fastest car tonight, led every lap. What was the key?
Well, I'll tell you, starting on the pole was, was obviously the key, and then keeping everyone behind me. I took some abuse from Christopher, which is normal, and I don't know, we kept him behind us, and then we kept the 50 car, Todd. He's a heck of a driver, so just able to come home here in first just feels so great.
A lot of yellow flags tonight. How were you able to keep your rhythm?
I'll tell you, once we got going under green flag, we were doing better, but there was a lot of pressure on me with the first couple laps starting there. But I want to thank everyone involved here. We've got a great team. This 4 car, that's our 3rd win of the year, and we've also got 3 poles. So all in all, we're having a good year. I mean, it feels... Your mic cut off. I was made aware today that a friend of ours, Jenny, Greg, the crew chief, his friend, a loved one of theirs passed away, which was Danny Brigham, and we kind of want to dedicate this win to him. I mean, we wanted to come out here and do good, but I was sorry to hear that, and just want to say send our condolences to that family altogether.
Well, a great win, a great competitor, the 3rd win of the season for the driver of car number 4, the Mystic Missile. It is Chuck Hosfeld. So a great night for the crew of the Mystic Missile as we send it back upstairs to Mark Fish.
Well, thanks a lot, Matt. And of course, the festivities continuing as the Big Y World Class Market 150 wrapping up with Chuck Hosfeld.
Car number 31.
Rounding out your field is Brandon Plemons from Uncasville, Connecticut, starting 25th. Your 26th starter is Jim Pont, driving the number 12 car. So Jimmy Pont getting some double duty as well out there at the number 12 car. Jimmy from Ashaway, Rhode Island. They're coming to the start line here on the front straightaway. Green flag will fly for the starters at the front of the field. That's at number 91 of Chris Williams and Joe Perry. Joe Perry on the outside groove, and the number 7 finding the running to his liking out there as he is taking off. Danny Field right behind him in the number 18. So the outside groove looking very good for these mini stocks as Joe Perry attempting to slam the door on Chris Williams in the 91.
So the 8 of Leonard looking for racing room on the high groove, trying to pick up a spot. It looks like he will be successful. His color, Bill Leonard, in the number 3 position.
So Bill Leonard moving into that 3rd position. Chris Williams trying to stay with a group of the leaders, but here comes Phil Evans behind him as a yellow flag flies, our first yellow of this feature event. Bob Valetti, Autoball Chevrolet Monte Carlo pace car heads for cover. 19 laps showing on the Budweiser Bud Light scoreboard as we're about to go back to green flag racing. They approach the restart line at turn number 4. Nice jump by Joe Perry as he jumps down the front straightaway into number 7. Danny Field in the 18, holding on to that 2nd spot now as he jumps in there. Looks like Chris Williams hung out to dry on the outside. Let's see if he has the power and the handling to stay up there. Once again, on the inside, Phil Evans, 3 wide as they make their way coming out of turn number 4. Chris Williams on the outside looking in.
And now looking back as that car fades away as if it swallowed some speed bumps. Third place is now owned by Phil Evans with the yellow coming out again 2 laps into the feature.
He can capitalize on that great starting spot in the number 7. New sponsorship for him tonight, Natural Pest Solutions, going on the side of the number 7 of Joe Perry. Coming back towards the restart line, good start. This time for Perry on the outside. Danny Field, and a brand new number 18, clinging to that outside groove as he tries to make his way to the front of the field as well. Phil Evans and Wayne Burrows. That's your top 4.
Wade Burrows dancing to the outside of the 81 of Evans, looking like he can handle that outside group. And things are getting crowded at the front. Field diving underneath the Joe Perry car. The Wild Man is on a mission as they roll out of 4.
Joe Perry seems to have the grip, seems to have the power to hold on to the lead this time by, but look out for Danny Field on the inside. He has that 18 wound up, has it running well on that inside groove, coming down the back straightaway. He has the advantage going into turns 3 and 4. Let's see what happens at the stripe. We may have a new leader, Danny Field in the 18.
So a field of dreams at the front of the field as Danny Field takes over, and Phil Evans now battling Perry for second place. So that's the most contested spot on the track, and Evans, thanks to getting a good bite on the bottom groove, is taking over the number 2 spot.
So Wayne Burrows now battling it out with Joe Perry. Joe Perry on the outside looking in. He's going to have to find out how the number 7 runs on the outside. And it looks like not as well as on the inside as he and Burrows are battling it out for 3rd on the speedway. Taking a look at them also is the number 47 automobile out there. And that's Timmy Jordan out of Plainfield making his way to the front in the 18 sponsored number 47.
Timmy Jordan kind of came into his own last week with 2 third-place finishes in that car, and he is moving up the ladder again. But he has a double file battle behind him. The 8 of Leonard, the 7 of Perry, and it looks like Leonard is on the move as he takes over the number 5 spot.
So Bill Leonard trying to make his way to the front. Another one of those great drivers. Look who's up, coming up towards the front as well. That's Richard Perry and the number Richard Brooks. How soon they forget. Richard Brooks, the story here is he has made quite a jump in the number 65, headed towards the front of the field. Now this is a guy that's been in winner's circle a couple times already this season. He is a great veteran driver here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Those were to run on any part of the track. As you can see right now, he is battling with Joe Perry as he makes his charge to the front. So keep an eye on the 65. That has been one of the fastest cars all year in this division.
So it is Brooks on the move, but nobody's moving faster right now than Danny Field. The battle waging for 2nd and 3rd. Phil Evans, it looked like he got his 2nd win on the outside, but it still isn't enough to blow past Wayne Burrows in car number 20. Tim Jordan, another fine run for him in 4th. And right behind him, the 8 of Leonard. And 6th place belongs to Mr. Brooks.
So there he is making his move up towards the front of the field. Timmy Jordan also jumping up into that 3rd spot as he puts Evans behind him. So as you say, he's coming into his own. Now he has Wayne Burrows and Danny Field between he and the lead as the laps continue to tick down. 7 laps left to go in this exciting mini stock feature.
So what a baptism for that brand new car at Danny Field as he maintains about a 3-car length cushion over Burrows. Battle deep in the pack. Joe Perry is being challenged by the 39 of Glenn Colvin. Colvin, last week's feature event winner, he gets bite on the outside. Not too many drivers have been able to do it, but it looks like Glenn Colvin has against Joe Perry.
So that'll be an interesting battle to watch between Colvin and Perry. Perry down there in the number 7. Colvin on the outside groove trying to make his way to the front of the field, but the laps are ticking down. Next time by, only 4 laps will be left to go in this exciting race. And the man to beat right now, Danny Field. Wayne Burrows trying to change that lineup at the front of the field.
The battle for 4th and 5th. Phil Evans trying to hang on, and Bill Leonard with a power surge So Leonard really ticking on the bottom groove when they hit the stripe. We'll have 3 laps left. And Danny Fields is being challenged by Wayne Burrows.
Yeah, Wayne Burrows having a nice run here tonight in the number 20 as he makes his way towards the front of the field. Tries the outside groove, seeing if he can find some racing room out there to get around Field. Field is going to be coming up on a slower car. That's Kyle Williams in the number 17. Let's see if we're going to try to use a pick play on that one to try to get by. It doesn't work that time. Danny Field still at the front of the field, holding off the charge of Wayne Burrows. Timmy Jordan holding down the 3rd spot. And those are the top 3 running pretty much all by themselves. 2 laps we're showing on the scoreboard now. The white flag flies for Danny Field. It's now or never for Wayne Burrows if he's going to get by Field. Working that back bumper. Field trying to hold on to the lead. Brand new automobile. Could take him to the checkered flag. This time by Wayne Burrows trying to work the outside as they come charging down the straightaway. Danny Field takes home the win. Followed by Wayne Burrows, Timmy Jordan in the 3rd spot. Rounding out your top 4 is going to be Phil Evans in the 81. It looks like Bill Leonard might have edged Richard Brooks. We'll have to find out what the official scores say about that. One thing we are sure of, it was quite a drag race down the straightaway. Danny Field taking home the checkered flag.
Well, Tim, you're on quite a streak here. 3 consecutive podium finishes. How have you been able to pull it off?
I don't know. We build good stuff over the winter, and we get awesome horsepower from Larry's Auto Machine, so all I really have to do is just drive the thing. I guess it's really helpful to have a great family here in racing. Being a 3rd-generation driver is great, and I appreciate it every time I come up here and talk. I got to thank my uncle, Tom Fox, for helping me out. RF, thank you for the money this weekend. I got to thank all my sponsors, Larry's Auto Machine, Mike Murphy, the A-Team, and KLM Motorsports. I just got to thank everybody, and hopefully we keep coming up here. I got to get up to that spot, so I'm trying.
That's what he'll try next week, to move up a couple of rungs higher on the ladder. But a great run for Tim Jordan. And now, speaking of great runs, a solid effort tonight by the driver of car number 20, Wayne Burrows. Well, Wayne, you gave it a great shot against Danny Field tonight. What was the difference?
Danny just had the line I needed. I couldn't make it stick on the outside good enough to get by, and he drove a great race, had the line he had to have, and I just couldn't make it stick on the outside.
But it looked like your car came to you at about the halfway point, and you really had a great car the final 10 laps.
Yeah, I didn't like the cautions. It was loose on the short run, so I just needed the long run to get going. I'd like to thank some people. I'd like to thank my dad, most importantly, for making this thing go the way it does. My crew, I don't tell them enough, but those guys do a great job. And all my sponsors, Mitsko & Sons Construction, Paul Service Center, French Contractors, Characters Restaurants, Class Act DJ Randy, Agile Printing Service, Hidden Acres Campground, and the Lot Brothers for all their support. And I'd like to thank my fans. Thank you.
Their fans had a lot to cheer about tonight. A great run for the driver of car number 20, Wayne Burrows. And now let's meet our winner. What a great baptism for this brand new race car, driven to perfection tonight by Danny the Wildman Fields. How did that new car feel?
Oh, it felt real good. The car was a little loose, but had a lot of power under it. And I want to thank St. Pierre Builders, my crew, Rick, Roger, Mike, my daughter, everybody that helps me on the car, John Burnett for the motor. It really went good. It went real good.
Okay, a great moment for this driver, car number 18, Danny Field. The Bob Valenti late models are taking center stage. And to tell you who the players that break down the field, let's go back to Mark Fish. And next door to him in car number 81 from Groton, Connecticut, Phil Evans.
Looking back through the field, the number 27 is Eddie Salgado from Canton, Connecticut. Steps in time, Dance Studio, State Line Oil, and Steve Mio, attorney at law. The proud sponsors rounding out your field will be the number 12 out of Bethany, Connecticut. Sperry Enterprises, Michael's Greenhouses are the proud sponsors for Chad Tremblay. Coming to the start line, here they are, Edward Field and Dwayne Cole are going to be the pace setters for this race. 30 laps will be the distance. For Bob Valenti Autoball late models, Edward Field jumping away from the rest of the field. Ernie Bertrand trying to keep up as he jumps into the second spot, working that back bumper of Edward Field. That's the 0-0.
Dwayne Nolan, trouble up against the guardrail. St. Hilaire bumps into LaJoy LaJoie centered his track, and he is able to avoid everybody. Wow, what a magical mystery tour for Russell LaJoie.
Talk about being lucky and good on that one. The Mosquito Solutions number 28 buzzing around the field out there, flitting around the field, you might say. Managed to keep it straight. We are still green flag racing.
Wow, it looked like he was going to collect the entire field on 2 occasions, and everybody able to avoid him. Now we have a challenge to the lead. The underrated Ernie Bertrand trying to stick his nose under the Ed Field car. Unable to do it. Larry Goss slips off the pace. He loses about 3 positions.
Skip Brudig at the 0-2, trying to move up into the front spot, as will Alan Coates in the number 98. Alan Coates, one of the great drivers in this division, as we have a car getting side to side. That's Edward Field out in the middle of the field out there, finds the grass and dirt to his liking, and once again we have a car going into the green anchors, if you will, and emerging unscathed.
But Ed Field went into the minefield outside of turn number 3, lost a lot of positions. It is Skip Brudig moving into second, trying to chase Ernie Bertrand. Wayne Corey Jr. in trouble as that car huffs and puffs its way down the front straightaway. Battle for third, Mark St. Hilaire trying to get the spot.
Eddie Salgado is going to get the move over flag, and the number 27 as the field comes barreling around. Ernie Bertrand has that 00 really on rails here tonight. He's been a fast car all year. Has had a great placement here in the field to start the race, and as you can see, he's taking advantage of that. Mark St. Hilaire has had an up and down season. However, the number 3 USS Chatterpot car now jumping into the second spot on the speedway, Matt.
And Alan Coates will follow through the hole that St. Hilaire created. And it's Coates in third. Brudig now moves down low to take fourth. Tommy Silva in fifth. And Silva looking at the bottom groove. That's where he's going to try to make a move on the 0-2 of Brudig.
Of course, he's going to have some company down there as the number 6 of Larry Goss making a move up there. Of course, you remember Larry Goss has not had the best of luck the last couple weeks out here, trying to take advantage of a nice starting position as well to try to get around Skip Brudig and move up there with the leaders.
And St. Hilaire has made up a lot of ground. It's going to try to take a shot at the lead underneath Bertrand. Here comes that orange 3, and by fingernails, Bertrand is holding on.
But just by fingernails, as Mark St. Hilaire now puts the nose of the 3 into the lead. Right behind him is Alan Coates. That USS Chatterpot number 3 at the front of the field as Coates and Bertrand battle it out in the second spot.
Coates looks like he has the line that he wants, and Bertrand hung out on the outside. Those 2 cars could fit inside a hot dog bun as they romp around the 4th turn. Second place goes to Alan Coates.
Yes, this time around, but while they were jostling around, Mark St. Hilaire has forged himself a little bit of separation between he and the rest of the field as the laps continue to tick down here under green flag racing in the Bob Letty Automall late model division. This time by Mark St. Hilaire, 16 laps left to go.
And St. Hilaire starting to open things up a bit over Coates. Ernie Bertrand, his great run continues, hanging on to third over Skip Brudig. Larry Goss in fourth, and Diego Monahan has moved up into contention. Diego now a 6th place car, 1 notch ahead of Bruce Thomas Jr.
So Bruce Thomas Jr., of course, winner here a couple weeks ago. And just trying to get that 35 back up into the front spot, but he's got a lot of good drivers to go through. Diego Monahan being one of those right in front of him in the 0-3. Diego Monahan, very smooth driver, trying to find some real estate to get to the front so he can challenge the leaders. Time ticking down in this one. Next time by, 13 to go with Mark St. Hilaire holding on to the lead.
St. Hilaire had no trouble navigating his way through lap traffic. Remember Alan Coates, when that car is right, he is a lightning bolt in the final 10 laps, so that's when Coates usually does his best work. We'll see if he can catch St. Hilaire.
One of the drivers now on the move is the number 36 of Corey Hutchings. He is indeed your points leader, and a lot on the line here in this division. He's going to try to get to the front, but in front of him is a guy that's been to the winner's circle a couple times this year. That's Bruce Thomas Jr., and it's not going to be an easy task for the 36.
Diego Monahan tries to go outside of Larry Goss. So we'll see what happens there. Goss holding on, but Diego has plenty of determination in the 03. And moving up is Bruce Thomas. And those 4 cars could fit inside a fishbowl.
But right at the front of the field, that's the battle to also keep an eye on. That's Mark St. Hilaire, and the number 3 having one of his best runs. Of course, he's had some great runs here, but he's been followed by some bad luck as Salgado goes around into number 27. So Eddie Salgado out there between turns 1 and 2 brings out the yellow flag.
Was that our first caution, Mark?
I think it's the first caution. Bus demo and a spectacular fireworks display.
Well, a lot going on right now on the racetrack as our pace car is headed for cover. And it's St. Hilaire and Coates, 2 of the best in the late model division, on the front row.
Here they come back to the restart line. This may be the deciding factor in this one. Both cars equally matched. Trade a little paint on that one. It looks like St. Hilaire coming out on top that time by. Alan Coates on the high side of the track battling with Ernie Bertrand for the second spot on the speedway as Mark St. Hilaire asserts himself in the number 3. Right behind them, we have the number 6 of Larry Goss and the 02 of Skip Bruning.
So Coates took a pretty good shot from Bruning, but his manages to hang on into second place. And spurting away is Mark St. Hilaire, but he's got one of the best. The man has won 3 track championships in the last 5 years, trying to track him down.
Yeah, the laps not ticking down quite as fast as he'd like them to, but he does have some breathing room between he and the number 98. As a matter of fact, those 2 cars breaking away from a pack of cars. There's like 7 cars you could throw a blanket over right behind them.
Larry Goss is emerged into 3rd place, and following him is Corey Hutchings in car number 36. So Hutchings is taking his time, but he's moved into the top echelon of cars with 5 to go.
3 wide racing as they came by the stripe. On the inside, LaJoy, Bruning in the middle, and the 03 of Monahan on the outside. Usually the recipe for disaster out there. Something had to give. Monahan lifted. Talk about experience and, of course, discretion, the better part of valor on that one. 3 wide, he knew something bad was going to happen. He'll catch him the next time by.
Corey Hutchings on the outside is on the verge of overtaking Larry Goss for 3rd. Let's see if he can put the finishing touches on the move. Goss isn't giving up.
No, Goss, a great competitor out here in the number 6, holding on to that inside groove. Corey Hutchings knows the point lead is never secure till the end of the season, trying to gain all the points he can. Get by Goss into that 3rd spot. He'll do it this time by. The man to beat on the track right now, Mark St. Hilaire. 2 laps shown to the field next time by. The white flag will fly for the USS Chatterpot number 3. One more circle around the 3/8 mile oval for Mark St. Hilaire. He's followed by Alan Coates. Now the battle for 3rd ensues with the number 36 of Corey Hutchings. Larry Goss on the inside. A drag race down the back straightaway between these 2 great competitors as they come out of turn number 4. Mark St. Hilaire with the win. Who's going to take down the 3rd spot? Larry Goss will take home the 3rd spot on the speedway. A tremendous finish. And for that 3rd spot on the speedway between Larry Goss and the number 36 of Corey Hutchings. It doesn't get any better than that when you talk about a battle for the podium.
So we're here at the podium, ready to talk to our top 3 finishers in the Bob Valente Autoball late model 30-lap feature. And the man who finished 3rd tonight, the driver of car number 6, Larry the Boss Goss. Well, Larry, with about 8 laps to go, you were in 6th place. How did you manage to make it to the podium?
A lot of hard work in the pits. We put a motor in the car. We blew one in the first practice. I got an awesome crew. They helped me put the motor together, and here we are.
Well, I know you've had a lot of ups and downs this year, and the downs sometimes seem to outnumber the ups, but tonight this 3rd place finish is a testament to how your crew and you don't give up.
We don't give up. I mean, I live an hour and 15 minutes away. I flew home to get the motor, come back, put the motor in, and the motor ran great. I want to thank all my sponsors, Midas Muffler, Magnum & Sons Foundation, Bolton Storage, Roboco Racing Engines, car painting. If I forgot anybody, sorry. We needed this. We really did.
A great third place run for Larry Goss. And now let's talk to our second place finisher in car number 98, Alan Coates. Well, Alan, a long time between trips to the podium. What was the difference tonight?
We just wung this chassis setup. It wasn't too bad. A little loose off. I couldn't get on the throttle, but the way my season's been going, I'll take second all night long. And I'd like to thank my neighbors, Tom Pfiff, Shane, Krista, my babysitter, Kevin, because they're here every week and they help me work on the car during the week.
It was really a tough race. You took some shots in your second place position. How were you able to hang on?
I'm getting tired of getting beat around, so I'm giving it back.
Okay, that's the word for the driver of car number 98, defending champion, Alan Coates. And now it's time to go to the winner's circle and meet our winner for the first time in 2003. From Plainville, Connecticut, the driver of car number 3, Mark St. Hilaire. And Mark will be on his way over here to our area. Being congratulated as this crew worked long and hard for tonight's moment. And let's bring him over, Mark St. Hilaire. Well, Mark, you suffered through a lot of adversity this year. How satisfying is this?
Wow, this tops it all. It's really satisfying. Yeah, I don't know. We've just been getting caught up in a lot of, piddly things. Wreck in front of us, and we're into it. We get a flat tire, broke a hub. I've never ever seen one broken. The car, the way it ran today, is the way it always runs if something doesn't go bad. This crew is just awesome. They got the car hooked up. You just point it in one direction and go. I've said last interview that a monkey could drive this car. I think a blind monkey could have. This car was just so awesome.
Well, early in the race, you almost got into another difficulty, but you're able to bounce off the blow. What happened there?
I don't know. They were real tight right there in the beginning, and I knew I just wanted to get out front and just lead some laps and try to put some distance on these guys. We had Alan Coates behind us. He's one of the best, and when you look in your rearview mirror and you see a guy like that, well, it pushes you a little bit. You got to stay in front of him.
Well, it must have been scary for him to look at his windshield and see car number 3, Mark St. Hilaire from Plainville, Connecticut.
Thanks very much. I got a lot of guys I got to thank. Flanders Braking Alignment, those guys kept the tires on this car and the car handling good. Thanks very much. And, of course, everybody knows. John from the Chowder Pot, thank you very much.
And that's the word from Mark St. Hilaire. And now to get the final word in, let's go upstairs to Mark Fish.
Well, thanks a lot, Matt. A great win for the USS Chowder Pot number 3 and Mark St. Hilaire, and a guy who, as we mentioned before, has fought through a lot of adversity this year, some ups and downs, and this obviously the pinnacle always is putting the car in the winner's circle, the Big Y World-Class Market winner's circle here tonight. Of course, some exciting racing all through the night. We thank you for joining us here during a very special night of racing featuring the Featherlight Modified Tour as well as the NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series. Tomorrow night we go from the series to the maybe non-series